what's up everybody? This is Nightwing2303 from sneakerfiles.com. Today I wanted to do just a quick comparison and some tips, mostly tips as far as what I go by personally for buying certain releases overseas. These tips are not going to be really applicable to like all purchases and things like that, but as far as buying things from the Hong Kong and China region, this does moderately apply. So this pair of cements, the black cements, this is the pair that I purchased from UpTempoAir.com. You know, the box is pretty generic as far as what comes with all of the purchases for this year's releases on the Cement 3s. It's got the size label on there. It's got the perforated suggested retail price, which states $160. Came with the shoe trees, the paper, and it also came with the card here. On the bottom of the box, it looks just like this. And so you have all of your Nike branding. I'll get a little bit closer. But it has all your Nike branding here. States, you know, the air soles and all of that stuff that you use, along with the logo branding, which is the swoosh, the air sole, the Jumpman, the Nike, and all of that stuff. And then we also have the Wings logo and the Jumpman logo. So the pair over here on my left, I actually got these from airnight.com. So airnight.com is not an early seller. Basically they're a reseller. So they get shipments of shoes from authorized retailers from overseas, the Nike store and Nike Town in Hong Kong and China. So what they do is they'll hold pre-orders on their site. You can go to airnight.com. I'm going to have the link somewhere right down here. Not a link, but just the site itself. And so you can go there, you can do pre-orders on certain releases, and anything that you might not find here, as far as a US release goes, you could usually pick those up on airnight.com. So for example, when the Cannons dropped, the LeBron 9 Cannons and the Chinas, the US didn't get those right away. The Cannons were only released in Miami, I believe, and then they later on did a full release. But for those types of things, you can go over to airnight.com. You can pick all that stuff up, and it's moderately priced. You know, it is reseller price, and you're going to be paying for shipping and things like that. But the main thing is that you're going to be guaranteeing your authenticity, which is great. So we're going to start off with the comparisons. You know, basically with the box, because the box for me is pretty much a dead giveaway. That's what ended up making me, you know, wonder or question the authenticity of the cool grays that I had from another site, and it was just based off of the box alone. So certain things like that you're going to want to check out, especially not just if you're buying from somebody like a physical store like airnight.com, but if you're buying from eBay and things like that. These are things that you'll kind of want to look out for. Again, they're not guaranteed. These are just things that I use to hopefully get something that's not, you know, something that's so I'm not spending my money on a false product. So right here you have the size label. Everything is just as it was on the other pair of shoes that were from Uptempo Air. The only difference with this is that there is no perforated edge, and there is no suggested retail tag on there. The reason for that is that our currency rates in the US are different than everywhere else in the world. So when you're buying from anywhere overseas, usually you won't have that suggested retail price on the product itself, due to the fact that suggested retail price here might be $160, and then currency over in Hong Kong is obviously different. So that's one tip. Second tip is, you know, you got to inspect the contents. This tag is just like, not the tag, but the little booklet that it came with, and the paper itself. They're identical to the release that I had from Uptempo Air. The only thing that is different as far as the contents go, is this card right here. These are something new that is coming out of the Nike stores and Nike towns in Hong Kong and China. It's basically an instruction manual, and you can see all the Chinese characters all over it. It's telling you what type of sports you can use the product for. It also suggests the sizing. Hopefully you can see all of that stuff. And then over here it just has some storing care options, like not having it in the sun, not having it in too hot of a room, moist room, and things like that. And then it also has cleaning and care instructions, so don't put them in a washer or dryer. Don't do what I did and put a blow dryer to your shoes. And then if you do want to clean it, just use a damp rag and all that stuff. This is an authentic Nike product. It is made specifically for the Nike store and Nike towns in Hong Kong and China. So it's got the Nike swoosh at the top right over here. I have not seen this with any other product except for the Hong Kong products. So those are the things as far as the top of the box and the contents of the box. And then the last thing is that on the bottoms, let me grab the other one. So this pair here, this was from Uptempo Air, and then this one here is from airnight.com. All of the fonts are the same. They're all the same size. The logos are the same size. There is no differences between the two other than the stickers that are placed on the packaging. From what I was told, I don't read Chinese, which should be fairly obvious, but from what I was told, these are, one of them is for the Nike store itself, or the Nike factory, not Nike factory, but the Nike town. So one of them is just to let you know that that's where you got the sneakers from, which I'm assuming it's this one. And then this guy right here is the quality control sticker from the Nike store and Nike towns in Hong Kong and China. So these are going to be on most of the overseas products that you'll get from an Asia a site, store, early seller, whatever it is. If they're not, I personally wouldn't buy. I'm not recommending that you do not buy. I'm not saying that because it doesn't have these and it comes from China that they're fake. I'm just saying these are tips that I personally use myself. So if it doesn't have these two things, I personally won't buy it. This is not the only pair of shoes that I have with that sticker on there. I picked up a pair of 5s a while ago. They also have these stickers, and this is in just the regular Jordan flip-top box. So, but they also have the quality control stickers and the Nike Town stickers. So those were basically the little tips that I have that I use personally for inspecting packaging. This is mainly just for if you're buying from, I guess, overseas websites, retailers, resellers, things like that, and then mostly it's for like eBay purchases. Try to get a receipt, proof of purchase, something to find out if the product was purchased legitimately from, you know, whatever website or retailer, Nike Towns, Foot Lockers, whatever it is. And those are just little tips that I use personally. As far as the shoes themselves, they're both identical, other than one being worn, which is this one here. But everything else was exactly the same, and they were completely authentic. So airnight.com again is where these came from, and I'm personally very satisfied with them. They came double boxed. Just like this in an EMS shipping, so it came through your post office. I want to say it took about 4 days or so. Usually, I guess they said it's like 3 to 5, and then they give you tracking number and all that stuff. So it's a really easy process. And again, I'm going to put the website right down here. It's airnight.com. Air dash night, spelled as in like knight in shining armor, like K and then NIGHT. So, but yeah, those are my tips. Just a little comparison, things like that. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it doesn't. These are not official ways to check for authenticity. These are just things that I do. So, and I thought they were pretty interesting. And then you might want to stay tuned for the next video. Next video I'm going to be going over these guys right here. I also picked these up over at airnight.com, and they are authentic. They have the same exact stickers and labels on the packaging, and there are some differences between this release to the previous releases that we've seen, like the Cool Greys and the Space Jams, as far as the contents go. So these are also a size 11, and we're going to be giving these away to somebody. This is not my size. So stay tuned for that coming up next video. Thank you to Airnight for providing my extra cements, and as well as they're the ones that are going to be giving away the Air Jordan 11 Concords. So I'll do a quick review on those in the next video, and then let you guys know how you can win. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all your support. Stay tuned for more performance stuff, because that's what I'm really going to be getting into. A lot of performance things coming up. And thank you guys again. Have a good one.